builders,
innovators,
leaders,
change makers,
shapers.
Today is International Women's Day, and it is often filled with celebration, celebrating the wins, the joys, the achievements, and so many things. But behind every achievement is a story of resilience, a story of doors that were not too easily opened, a story of broken barriers. Across governance, business, civil society, youth spaces, development spaces, women are still pushing, still thriving to be seen, heard, and included. In Nigeria today, women make up nearly 50% of the labor force, but their participation still lags behind men in key areas of opportunity and influence. In politics, women are dramatically underrepresented, with women only occupying a small fraction of seats in Nigeria's National Assembly as well as other elected offices across the country. This year, our call for International Women's Day is simple and powerful. It is give to gain, because when we give women support, when we give them opportunities, we gain in return strong societies, strong communities, and a more inclusive future. So we asked women across sectors to tell us stories of times where it was challenging for them and provide solutions for the next generation so that they have it easier. Because we know that by sharing these stories, we see the path to give. So let's hear what they have to say.
You won't go into the room if you were studying the environment in the first place. And so the fact that you're in the room and you're a minority or you're possibly the only woman in the room is a huge burden. And only just gives you the drive and the inner motivation to ensure that you do what the occasion demands and beyond, and ensure that the next time someone like you is in that room, the guards are lowered, the mockery is almost non-existent, and because that tribe has been shown to deliver.
Professionally, personally, in cultural settings, even in religious settings, a lot of the time, especially not just when you're a woman, but also when you're a young woman, competence always comes to play, as well as experience, as well as various other things.
After graduating from university, I decided that I wanted to join politics as a young woman because I was really passionate about our country, passionate about young people, and passionate about what the future of our country was going to look like. Throughout this entire process, I was constantly undermined because I was a young woman. Not just because I was a woman, but because I was young. So it's always been an intersecting vulnerability. I have always had to figure out different ways. There is not one bullet that hits the bullseye and defeats it forever.
When I was a lot younger and starting out in my career, I was in a meeting with key stakeholders working on a project. And I mean, I won't tell you all the details, but essentially I was a key stakeholder in that process as well, because I was the lead researcher on that project, and we're supposed to be having a meeting to develop a document. And then I was the only woman in the room on that day. And one of the men said, "I think it's time for us to have an executive session." And he looked directly at me and he said, "Can you step out? We want to have an executive session." I was so confused. I was like, I'm the pen holder in this meeting.
To a time when my competence was questioned or overlooked because I am a woman, I honestly struggle to have a scenario off the top of my head, because I would usually say to people that I want to get into a room not because of my gender, but because I am competent at what I do. In fact, if you call me into a room because of my gender, I struggle a bit. So I would rather you call me in because I am competent enough to get the job done, before you then consider the fact, oh, she's a woman, but she is extremely good at what she does.
Whether it's leaders, whether it's people that work in government, civil society, no matter who it is, whether it's even the average citizen or a business owner or somebody that has just come across the video that is perhaps even coming up in life, whatever situation that you find yourself, I am asking and even pleading that we give women space and give women opportunity.
I think that leaders should give quality education to young women that are coming up, because I strongly believe that with quality education, they can make informed decisions on their own without being cajoled or deceived by any human being. They're able to support themselves. They're able to build on their competencies because now they're informed. They know what is right for them. They're able to make the right choices for themselves at every point in time.
We need to give women space, not because women are begging or not because you want to do women a favor, but it's in society's best interest. It's in your best interest to give women space, to give women opportunity, to give women a chance to prove themselves. And you find more often than not that you've done yourself a world of service giving that woman a chance.
One thing I think that leaders of today should give the next generation of young women leaders in Nigeria is the opportunity to lead. And not just tokenistic opportunities that say special assistant with no real responsibility and no real budget to, implement the great ideas that I'm sure they have. Real opportunities that come in real portfolios and come in real budgets, not tokenistic. The opportunities to make change, grow their capacity, and prove their mettle. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala would not be here today if someone didn't give her the opportunity. And we need to give that opportunity to millions of other young women within Nigeria who have the passion, the competence, and the capacity to deliver change on a monumental scale.
There's this self-fulfilling prophecy. And so if you're expected to reach, just be a wife or just, be a mother, and those stereotypes continue to be the default, then you would continue to have a situation where women are encouraged to run for office. They're encouraged to go for higher promotions or higher pathways for their careers and everything. But you wouldn't have to preach to the choir if that was just from the get-go, from the education system, from the households that breeds and raises and nurtures women. It is just, go and be great. Go and do that very thing that is on the inside of you that you can uniquely and only you can do, and it's normalized. So I think it would be for them, not for the girls, for leaders in business, in civil society, and in government, to have the courage to let women be.
Give access.
Give trust.
Give support.
Give visibility.
Because when women rise, we all rise. Let's give to game.